starting off with our new Envy notebook. Now, the first thing is, I'm going to just show you this notebook real quick. This is the thinnest notebook that HP currently makes. This notebook is a little over ½ an inch thick. It's the fit and finish of these products. These are prototypes, so you'll have to just realize that the fit and finish of the real product will be significantly different. In terms of the default finish will be this carbon fiber weave, right, which we have here. But if you take a look here, this notebook has 2 USB ports and an eSATA port, an all-in-one eSATA USB port. It also has an HDMI port and an audio port. It has a very aggressive thermal management system. So where other notebooks this thin typically throttle because the CPU cannot handle the heat, this notebook has an input here for air and it exhausts out both sides. So the performance is excellent. It also has a express card slot on it. Now, the other thing about having a notebook this thin is you normally can't have a removable battery. Because it is so thin, the rigidity just wouldn't be there if you had a removable battery.
Like that's why the MacBook Air doesn't have a...
Yeah, I mean, when you go this thin, it's hard to have a removable battery. However, because we made this all out of carbon fiber, the entire notebook is carbon fiber, so this is very stiff. We were able to put in a removable battery on this unit. Okay, so this unit does have a removable battery. It also has a flush glass display, as you can see, built-in webcam. And then it has a keyboard where we had to actually develop this keyboard because one of the things we wanted was a keyboard that has the old school IBM tactile feel. Mm-hmm. So it's got a very nice tactile feel. You can actually just try it real quick and see. Yeah. And it's all backlit as well. So we focus on quality components. We have a really nice multi-touch touchpad here. Things like the keyboard are very high quality. The display is high quality. The system being made out of all carbon fiber is a big deal because of the stiffness and rigidity. We never had access to this type of thing prior to HP's acquisition of us, right? And then
so how much of that technology that was used on the laptop comes from HP, and maybe how much of it comes from things that you were working at Voodoo?
Well, actually, we worked very closely with Intel on this platform. So Intel was a big help in helping us design a platform that was this thin. They've got some incredible stuff happening over there. But most of this is, now that we're one team, we're all HP. So everything we do is HP. So most of the engineering and the stiffness, the rigidity, the quality is all HP. And that's really, we're HP. This is just our Voodoo business unit, right? So I can't really say how much is Voodoo and how much is HP because we're all one team now, okay? The other thing about this notebook is the Ethernet port. Because it's so thin, you can't put an Ethernet port on it. So rather than having a dongle, because we find that people will leave their dongles at home and stuff, and then you go to a hotel and then you have a problem. Nobody forgets their power brick at home, right? So we put the Ethernet in the power brick. So you basically hook the Ethernet up to this, and now you have a wired Ethernet to your system.
So how does that connect to the?
It's got a wireless access point to this fixed to the notebook. So it's a high speed dedicated wireless access point to the notebook.
Oh, so that's a bridge, Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Ethernet. Oh.
Right. And because that's really people are using it for internet access and that sort of thing. And then they also wanted to transfer files. Well, because it's a high-speed interconnect between the two, the speed is incredible. So they don't have to worry about any issues with speed or anything like that.
Is that a proprietary technology between the
actually, there are a number of patents on this system, so we've registered quite a few disclosures on it. So yeah, it's been quite a project for us. It's taken over a year for us to learn. Another thing that we did was speed is important, right? So when you turn the machine on, I'm going to turn it on right now. Now this isn't in standby mode. Notice it just turned on, right? Now most computers, when they turn on, they go through this huge memory test and stuff. But you see now this machine's already on, right? So it's instant on, and basically you now have access to Windows, or you can choose Linux. So we have this Linux boot up where you can choose to browse the internet, use Skype, do chatting, so you can get on like MSN Messenger, Gtalk, AOL, that sort of thing. And it also has music and photos on here. And the cool thing about this is this gives customers quick access to the things they need. Most of our customers, we found when we polled them, what do they use the most? It's the internet browser. And And so when we did this, we said, okay, how can we make them get into a browser very quickly without killing the battery? And with Windows tends to take a while to boot up, and if you're at the airport and you just want to do something very quick, you can do this. This is an ultra low power mode, and it'll boot in under 5 seconds. So the cool thing about this this boot up is we've stripped out all the stuff that you don't need and just put in the stuff that you need, and now it's already booted. So it's a pretty cool thing. It's something new for us. We're actually developing the interface further, so it's kind of custom to Voodoo. And we're going to continue to develop this interface and continue to send updates to our customers.
So that's instant boot?
It's instant boot.
And then it boots, and then you chose Linux? Or you just chose a browser?
Well, it's a Linux, so all the applications are still down here. The Skype, the photos, like everything is still here. So it is a Linux-based kernel. But then there's also Windows Vista on it as well, because most of our customers are, Windows users, so we'll continue to support Windows. This is not Quick Play. This is like a different version of Quick Play, and what we're hoping to do, it's actually not called Quick Play. It's called Voodoo iOS. What we're hoping to do is, again, with the Voodoo business unit, we're designed to bring innovations at the Voodoo level, and then hopefully see them proliferate throughout HP, depending on how successful they are. And also, we also borrow things from the rest of HP. Like, for example, this all-in-one eSATA USB port. This is an HP innovation that came from the business notebook guys, and we just kind of stole that from them. So, and that's a great thing about being one company. We can share IP and share ideas and stuff and borrow from one another. Do
you think that a computer like that, laptop, can work without a fan? Or?
Well, actually, there's heat pipes and a fan. It's not loud at all. Like, you don't hear the fan. I mean, it's extremely quiet. The reason we put a fan in there is because we don't want our CPU to throttle. So, I'm not saying anything more than that other than to tell you that notebooks this thin typically run very slow, are inconsistent, they hang, because of the fact that the thermals are so limited. So, but because of the design of this notebook, because of these new square corners that we do with the Voodoo design, we're able to fit this this ample thermal management system in here, so you have future growth with this platform. And that's exactly why we did it. I mean, we could have razored it down to even thinner and fooled around with that sort of thing, but the purpose of this is to be a high-performance mobile experience, and we're not changing our high-performance roots at all. We're going to continue going down that. We're preparing this platform for the future, so because of that thermal management system in there, we believe that later this year there's going to be a blur between discrete and integrated graphics, and the performance of the integrated graphics is going to be quite incredible. So we're looking forward to what comes out in the future on this platform as well. Right, so we didn't talk about price on this unit. The price of the new Voodoo Envy is $2,099. That includes everything. So $2,099. And for a Voodoo, that's quite a bargain actually. So obviously the scale of HP has helped us.